Alright, I'm back. And it turns out that, yes, I indeed did something. I completely missed something incredibly dumb. So you're supposed to press enter on the terminal when you're on press for. Wait a minute, what? People? Hey, what about me, fellas? Where are you going? Oh, no, you don't. Seriously? What's going on here? Well, there's something over here. Okay. Well, yeah, I was about to say, for the terminal thing, the fact that, well, honestly, I'm not really sure what to say about that. I mean, I can't really say that it was outright dumb, but at the same time, I really did not think to do that, so. Okay. And they're giving me plenty of supplies for a reason, I'm sure. And that can't be good. Tomorrow, no together, or oh, tomorrow together equals no future? Huh, interesting. I have a ton of compound B, so wonder what that's going to be used for. Oh, and I forgot to reset my timer. 1 sec here. There we go.
What the hell happened here?
Looters will pay. Rip Sevastopol. Elevators, gift shop, baggage claim. Station maintenance. There you go. Asian restaurants. This place actually looks very impressive. This life for rent, yeah. No entry. Indeed. So there's a beam there. Let's look around here before we do that. See if there's anything interesting that we can pick up. Something lied to us? Ion torch required. Okay. I think I see where this is going, actually. You know, you get, you have an area that you previously... What? I have no idea who they are.
Right here. Elaine! God damn it!
But why would the shutters just close like that, though? Okay, well that's not good, I can tell you that. You always know a working Joe, huh? Huh, well I guess I didn't even need to balance over that, I could just go across the thing. Another generator. Channel search. Well, it doesn't look like we're getting some reception. I knew something was gonna be in there. I mean, come on, with that light. Very effective, though. Especially if you're not used to horror games. Another flare, very good. And all the ketchup you'll ever need. Well, let's save first before any of these trigger anything. All right. Pulling the plug. Zoe, I'm sorry, but I won't need you to come in next week. As you know, we have failed. The store's been in trouble for some time now, and I couldn't hold off the creditors any longer. There's just no one coming to Celestio Pool anymore. It's not just us either. It sounds like the whole station is in red, and they're pulling the plug. Going to sell it off for scrap, I guess. I was speaking to one of the engineers, and he reckons they'll announce it soon. I'm telling you this so you don't stick around looking for another job. Celestia Pool is finished. Time to move on. Harper. What is Apollo? To all spaceflight employees. To all spaceflight terminal employees, in the interest of public safety and the prevention of panic, it must be made clear to all potential passengers that there are currently no scheduled flights leaving Celestia Pool, nor ships available. The Colonel Marshals are investigating problems on station and will update accordingly. From the office of the Marshal waits. Oh, was it saying waits lied to us? So they wanted to get... So I'm guessing the people in charge got off and just kind of left everybody here, huh? Maybe.
Today's update. After numerous demands, Marshal Brightside finally called a public meeting to address the rumors that have been circulating on Sebastopol. But instead of the answers we wanted, he continued to be evasive, and after only a few minutes, he and his team were pelted by projectiles from an angry crowd. A gun was fired, there was panic, and now waves
Terminal
of the
riot?
team are forcibly ejecting us from the terminal. Feels like we're on our own now.
Oh, that was the timer on the... How much time was left in the audio recording? Okay, I thought it was going to explode or something. Okay. So people also rioted. When they found... possibly when they found out about it, maybe? Okay. Nice. Wasn't there a button to peek? Game input mapping. Peek is control. Interesting. That is kind of awkward to use, to be honest. But it is pretty effective, I'd say. I mean, that's a pretty wide angle. Okay, so where am I on here? Okay, we got past the door. So far, basically what happened here was people, well, the people in charge looked after themselves, didn't tell anyone that there wasn't any more ships left, and since they
This whole damn place is falling apart.
basically discontinued everything, no ships were inclined to ever come here again to save the people. That'd be my guess. Can I climb any of this stuff? Use? Oh, okay. So far, I am actually very impressed with the world building on this. I am pleasantly surprised. I mean, going into this, I just kind of figured, yeah, you're exploring a space station or a spaceship or something while avoiding an alien. And possibly a few other things. And that was it. I didn't really expect it to really have too much of an expansive backstory to it, so definitely doing great so far. And there's obviously still people here. They just seem to be running in seemingly random directions. And where would this guy have run from? Like, you have a guy sprint across there. What was he going like this? Be like, oh yeah, I'm sneaking around. Oh, someone's coming. Oh, I gotta Gotta make some noise. Gotta... I mean, if there was a door there or something, that would have been a lot more believable. Keep moving. Working on it. Alright, so this is... I'm guessing some sort of office room. Or, no, this is like more like a waiting area, isn't it? Okay, let's look at the map. So, we're in baggage claim, alright. We don't have any escort missions here, do we? Imagine avoiding an alien while also... escorting somebody around. Then it would be even more of a nightmare in a different kind of way. Okay, so this door over here is locked. Does it say how to open it? Okay, plasma torch, very good. Wait a minute, are these body bags? They might be, but honestly... Yeah, something really bad happened here.
That's gotta be the exit up ahead.
Maintenance jack. I mean, in all seriousness, like, the language on the walls and everything, if you were going through that, yeah, that probably would have been put there as well. Looters will pay. Restore power. That... Okay. Okay, one way it is. Okay, another generator. How about we charge this baby up? Get some lights on. Not that it really helps, but... I'm being honest here, with how they're setting up the atmosphere and everything, lighting, making the areas light up doesn't actually really diminish it either, because as soon as you turn the light on, there's just nothing, you know, it's just so empty of people, I should say, of any living things. So when you hear noises like that, and granted I don't know when the alien or anything will go after me, you know, just because I have the lights on doesn't really fill me with confidence either. And a partially open door, alright. Oof. That's an oof right there. Wait a minute. So he has a skull there? Huh, interesting. Maybe he was a biologist or something. A lot of plasma torch doors. I suppose it doesn't really... Well, it kinda marks them, but not. It doesn't say, oh, well, you need the plasma torch. Oh. Still don't have the maintenance jack, so it must be over here. Baggage, baggage? Anyone got a maintenance jack just lying around? Everyone is responsible for safety. Is that really what you want to see in the workplace? In all seriousness. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on this side, but I suppose it's just another way of getting up here. Yeah, so wouldn't it have to be in here? Maybe not, actually. Might be... I can't open this, right? No. What was that? I know where I'm in space, but that sounded like a snake. No. Nope. I'll just stick by my baggage. Is that alright? Whoa, what the... I was gonna say, for the horror value, this game is vastly different from the last one that I played, the last horror game that I played, which was Resident Evil 1 Remake. Because this game, well, in Resident Evil, pretty much as soon as you face a zombie, that's like an enemy that takes up probably at least half of the game. Well, there are some variations. That is pretty much all you face, right? And how I got scared was that the tools that I was given gradually became unuseful or unusable. So when I had the handgun, but then I was introduced to a zombie that attacked so quickly that the handgun was no longer viable, that is what scared me in that game, ultimately. Whereas this game just sets up the isolation aspect. Like, we have, I mean, we have seen people running around, but we haven't faced a single opponent yet. I mean, granted, we're not super far into the game, but in comparison to Resident Evil, that game introduces its first enemy pretty much right away. So you kind of see what to expect, but this game, it's like, no, you don't know when you're going to face something. And we haven't been given a single weapon, which, if we're even going to get one. So, yeah. So, now we just have the maintenance jack to find still. Man. Yeah, so the explanation marks are the maintenance doors. Was there anything up here? Oh, the power switched this thing on. Nice. Kinda. And this is probably where the alien is gonna show up, isn't it? Yeah, you're just gonna look down there and see it walking down there. Oh. Alright, let's see what we got. Hold to hide. What? Okay, so that's another maintenance jack room. So we have maintenance jack rooms, and then plasma torch rooms. And the fact that there's a hiding room. Oh, yeah. That is not good. Okay, I don't quite want... Let me search this room a little bit more. This previous room right here. So let me see here. So okay, you still can see out of these and whatnot. Oh, we saw someone having a similar fate from that one room, so a number of years back, I played a game called Bendy and the Ink Machine, which was a horror game that was very stylistic with... okay, before I go on there, let me finish my story here. That it was chapter-based. And in the 4th chapter, I had watched a full playthrough of the entire game, so all of the chapters. But for chapter 4 specifically, I had watched it recently, before I did my playthrough of it. And in that chapter, they made it very effective that you did not know when enemies were going to show up. Now, what I mean by that is that if you didn't know what was going to happen, there was a few rooms that had hiding places, like that locker we just looked at. Except, once you finish the chapter, you realize that no enemies ever come here. So that is a very effective tactic, especially for someone not quite used to horror games, is that when a developer makes it so that, oh, well, you have a hiding spot, but then we're not going to put any enemies here, if you're playing it blind, it still puts you on edge. And that is really, like I said, that is really effective. So the fact that I watched a playthrough of that chapter before I did my playthrough of it, it basically ruined the horror value of that chapter because I knew no enemies whatsoever are going to appear in this certain area. So I just wanted to say that before we move forward, because well, we're getting closer and closer, whether I like it or not, to some opposition.
Hello? I want to make a complaint to the highest authority, okay? My name is Zachary Watson. That's Watson. You get that? My complaint is this. Fucking marshals. They should be protecting us. It's their job. Something's on the station with us and no one knows what it is. No one fucking knows. They put braces on the doors. Lockdown. You know, like to keep something out. I'm fucking terrified. Fucking shit. It's so cold. This fucking thing even works.
So we found the maintenance jack.
I think I need this more than you do.
That's actually a really neat lock there. Cells? Okay, okay, the save spot is right outside the door, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a save. Before I continue on. And let me check my timer here. Well, I think now that I saved, this is actually a good spot to call it for this session. So, besides that little bit of not knowing what to do with the terminal, it was kind of nice to go back and actually collect some of the goodies that I left behind, because I didn't really look all that thoroughly, of course. Now, my impression of this game is that so far, everything they have done to put you on edge, or at least for me personally, they have done a really good job with the atmosphere, the sound design, and honestly, in some ways, that is another reason why I play horror games to begin with, is because atmosphere and sound design, for me, is just something that I really appreciate. That when they put all of the sounds together and the atmosphere together, and just the general design of the area all together to work so well in what it's trying to do, I can really appreciate that. And so far, it has been very effective. I have been put on edge. for those of you who haven't watched my previous horror game playthroughs, Let's Plays, for me, when I get scared, or at least from a video game anyway, I'm not the type of person to be very loud about it. I don't scream or make a loud noise from being scared. I'm the type of person that when you see I'm on edge and I see something like I'm really on edge, and then there's just a little bit of a jump scare, you'll probably see like the camera twitch or swerve to one end as like a quick reaction that I get. And if I don't know what that is, or if it's causing something, that puts me even more on edge. So while I typically don't really like jump scares, depending on the situation, they can be quite effective, as long as they're not like over the top. Like if it's just something that's, screams in your face to make a loud noise, that are really obnoxious, those are really quite annoying. But when it's, so far this game, someone running across the screen and making a little bit of noise of hitting the metal around the area, like the carts or something like that isn't really a big deal, and actually adds to the experience rather than something that just screams in your face. So far, when I started this, I was thinking that, well, I honestly didn't really know how scared I would be of this game. Because, like I said, when Jingles said that he wasn't going to continue this game, and he typically doesn't play horror games for my knowledge, I wasn't really sure, based on my previous experience with horror games, whether or not it would affect me in the same way. But I can definitely say, without a doubt now, that he was right. I mean, I'm not a horror game veteran by any means, but I think in some ways, depending on what it is, like Resident Evil 1 Remake, I wasn't really scared really of the atmosphere of the enemies. I was scared because of my expectations being twisted on its head, more so. And the atmosphere was just the icing on the cake on that. So honestly, Jingles, I don't know how or why you would ever watch this, but if you do, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for not finishing the game. And I haven't even faced the alien yet. I haven't faced anything yet. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far, and have a wonderful day.